talking about so-called Godwinks with best-selling author SQuire Rushnell. In fact, he believes meeting his wife was all part of a divine alignment as well. Welcome back, SQuire, and his wife, comedian and impressionist Louise DuArt. Hello there.
Great. We love your story.
Oh, thank you. I love y'all's story because the first time he saw you was probably you weren't at your best.
No, I had a green face, as he said, a long nose and a wart on it, which I've since had removed. And, yes, and I was witchy poo. And SQuire was the head of children's television at ABC, and he was working with the Kroft brothers, who were doing some television shows for him, and they said, listen, we're looking for a comedian to join this group called Captain Cool and the Kongs. And SQuire said, well, I just saw a girl named Louise DuArt, hire her. That's how my career began.
Yeah.
Years later, many years later, I married him.
Yeah. But it wasn't like you had her in your head all that time. It was kind of, again, that God
30 years went by.
Yeah.
30 years went by. And I have a brain-injured son who lives at Brookwood right now, out on the other side of Katy, one of the most wonderful places on this planet. And anyway, Grant was living in New York. And I was running a cable network in Washington, and I would come up on the weekend, and I was supposed to take him to Canada that weekend because I had a meeting there. The last minute, the meeting was suddenly canceled. And so I said, how about going to a Broadway show? Well, we'll just stay in New York. Oh, look! I said, hey, there's a show called Dream Stuff with an old friend of mine, Louise DuArt. Maybe we could go backstage and meet her. So that got him all excited. We went backstage after the show, went for coffee. She and I jibber-jabbered and found out that she was no longer married, and neither was I.
Oh, look at that! And the curtain closed. It was a happy ending.
We had coffee that day and every day since. But here is the incredible Godwinks, the divine alignment. You see that mysteriously canceled meeting, and that was the last performance of her Broadway show. If we had not
you could have done a million other things that
on
day besides see a Broadway show.
That's
and
right.
So there you go.
Yeah.
And I know why this is the great marriage, because you have a lot of women.
Such
basically,
variety.
she is, yes. Because as an impressionist, I mean, you do you like wake up the next morning and go, I like Cher today? If I could turn back town. Wow, you're so fabulous. I mean that sincerely. Woo! And of course, you know, you lived in New York for a long time, so Fran Drescher was one of you.
Oh, I love Fran Drescher.
How did you come up with this? And did you realize as a child that you could do this?
Well, here's what happened. Seriously, I was a painfully shy child. And so I would escape in all these characters. And when I got to a certain age and my friends in school realized that I could impersonate people, I would call up the nurse's office and get them out of school for the day.
She became very popular very fast.
Did you charge for this? I would have started charging for that.
Well, I finally got busted when I called up one day and said, this is Mrs. Weinstein. Bernie can't come to school today. He's got menopause. So that was it.
And so every time a character comes along, is it just something that just kind of, you look at the person and all of a sudden it just comes out of you, or do you study it?
Well, I study it, but people like, I love Barbara Walters, of course, because you would love that also. Because I've interviewed everyone from Barack Obama to Condoleezza Rice to Robert Redford.
Barbara Walters got Barbara Streisand.
Of course, Barbara Streisand. People need people are codependent. But one of my favorites, I have to share, there's a wonderful George Burns. He played God.
I love it because you could actually do the men, too.
It's pretty pathetic because the cigar burns are killing him.
This is fantastic.
Oh, you see, I never know who I am waking up next to.
Yes, I think there's a medicine for that, but otherwise, no.
Like living with Sybil.
But it's a lot of fun, and to think that it all started because of that Godwink.
Yes, that Godwink. We are all divinely aligned, every single one of us. We just need to acknowledge them, and we will start realizing that our pathway is filled with signposts all along the way, and our life will be so much more fulfilled if we start understanding them as person-to-person calls directly to you. Out of 7 billion people, it's a person-to-person message.
Yeah, it still comes down to the power of one and communicating with each other.
Well, SQuire says we're on a big GPS, God's positioning system.
Yeah.
And that's a great way to put an ending to this segment here. And for more on SQuire and Louise, you can check out our website at greatdayhouston.com. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
Couples, you work together on a number of things as well. So that's the importance.
We do an event called an Evening of Music, Inspiration, and Comedy. It's really a wacky lady and the guy who brought you Schoolhouse Rock and Godwinks, mixing it all together.
Which, by the way, in the Schoolhouse Rock, why do I remember all of those songs? I'm just a bill on Capitol Hill. I remember all those, but do I remember anything about algebra or logarithms? Or
well, you probably could do the preamble of the Constitution.
Yeah.
We the people.
Yes. Okay. Oh, yeah. I'm thinking of more. Lolly, lolly, lolly. Get your adverbs here. Oh, wow. Okay, Louise, I know you're going to cold read this, but could you, read this, in character?
I don't have my glasses,
Godfather stuff going on
Give
here.
me my glasses.
Give her my glasses,
Okay. So up next, he's known for his blockbuster films like The Godfather and Apocalypse Now. But did you know that director Francis Ford Coppola also runs a winery?
A winery.
So we'll sample some of his offerings and find out why his wines are an offer that you cannot refuse. And since it's Friday, we have another pack for your bag challenge. Courtney left downtown to go uptown to Uptown Park, that is, where contestants will compete for a staycation package. Hi, Courtney.
Hello, is that Louise or is that Debra? I can't tell. Let's just say that our challenge this week